Around 210, 11, all of my leadership gaps just came to the foreground. Primarily an inability to share power and decision-making. And secondly, an inability to have an honest conversation, particularly when things weren't working. I was the only sort of phys ed teacher in the business. A lot of the team were off-the-boat Aussies that were maybe 23 to 26, looking for a change in life, just looking for an adventure, certainly not thinking much about work, more drinking and partying than work. And so whenever something went wrong, I thought my job was to fix it. And I just kept on taking these metaphorical, sack of spuds, potatoes, and putting them on my shoulder. And just bit by bit, it just wore me down to the point where I was sort of sleeping on the office floor and just lost, Luckily, I knew of Gerard Murphy's work in the space of sharing power and honest conversations in the professional sports world in Australia. Okay. Serendipitously got connected to Jez, as we know him, flew him over from England at the time. He came into our office November the 1st, 2011, 8 days before our Dragon's Den episode went to air, and took us through a process which was ultimately become the Performance by Design system, which is what we do today. Nice. Helped us get clear on who we were and what we stood for by the way of our values and behaviours. Nice. Understand our unique individual differences from a communication perspective, and then took us through a process where we gave and received feedback to each other in the open. No hiding behind anonymous 360s. Nice. Just a very safe place to say, hey, we love you for this, Emile, but we think you can improve on this, and here's what we suggest. It completely transformed my view on leadership and culture. Sure. It created a safe space for that real talk to occur, and I just did everything that Jez told me to do. I ran reviews, I asked more questions, and the business kept growing, and I did less. It was just bloody magnificent.
But creating that safe space, that, number one, that takes courage.
Yeah.
To be that open to allow people to say exactly what's on their mind, and for them to feel comfortable enough to be able to say it without any retribution.